Yo, stop hounding me on JayDaYoungan's dreads. It's not that I don't want to do the dread review. I'm just a busy guy. And sometimes it takes a while to get around to getting all these dread reviews out to you guys in the nation that are watching this shit. But nonetheless, I'm here today talking about JayDaYoungan and his dreadlocks that seem to be of the high top nature. This dude rocking some pretty serious hairstyles. So today we're gonna look into his hair, we're gonna listen to a little bit of his music, find out who this guy actually is, and all for you guys in the nation. So make sure you stay tuned, stay subscribed. This is the Nation. Okay, looking at JayDaYoungan here. If I were to really look him up real quick, I have to get a little bit of info going on. Says that he was born Javarius Scott in 1998 in Louisiana. Surrounded by the influence of people like Lil Wayne, Kevin Gates, Lil Boosie. He got into the music industry in 2017 when he was 18. And now he's 21 with a record label by Atlantic, Roughway Cinematic Music Group, and a couple others. So I'm actually just gonna get right into this video and see what his locks are looking like. So without further ado, let's go. Black. JayDaYoungan or JayDaYoungan, however he might be spelling it here. His Instagram page, almost 2 million followers, and it seems like his locks being the pineapple top the most. The pineapple top is actually quite the popular hairstyle. It's probably one of the most outgoing hairstyles that you could do because it does turn a lot of heads. It catches people's attention. And with Jada here, we see that his front is tapered up real nice alongside his sides and back as well, showing us that, you know, the high top dread's more popular than ever these days. Now, pictures of his hair. What I'm noticing is that he's always rocking the pineapple top so far. Seems like there's some bleach going on in his locks as well. Of course, the bleach high top definitely being very popular these days. And the tapered sides as well. You can see this photo here. His hair on top of his head still, but not tied in the pineapple. Some of his tips looking like they've been undone a little bit. It's looking like they've been kind of naturalized. They're not blunted with a crochet hook or anything. So now I'm questioning what sort of process has been used on Jada's dreads here to get them to where they are now. Looking for some photos of his hair. This photo here is showing us, what is that, a chalk line on his taper that he forgot to take off? Seems like he just got the taper done and forgot to take off the chalk line. Hey, what is this? What is that? God, his eyes are red. All right, so locks looking a little bit less bleached here. But what this shows me here is that it's still being tapered up. And the new growth is not even being interlocked or twisted down to the scalp. So there's a lot of afro there. I like to see that. But his Instagram not really showing us too much on how his locks actually be. I'm not a fan of how high up the taper here goes. It almost looks like it's just a fade if there wasn't no locks on the top here. I really want to see how his locks look falling down, because it seems to be they're always tied up. Speaking of which, here is a picture of his hair falling down. It's a little bit of a crinkly stage here, but it's cool to see that his hair does actually fall down and his length is around by his chin at this time. Pictures in the snow with the ski mask. Ski mask's actually pretty good for holding dreads up. It seems like he's really holding down the pineapple top with the really high taper on the front. Here's a photo of his hair down, which we don't really see too often, and he's got the 2-strand twist going on here for that crinkly braid out, and this is actually the only picture that I've seen so far that has the scalp being exposed via twisting. So we kind of know now that he is getting his hair twisted to pineapple top once again, calling this the frosted tips with a little bit of bleach just dipped on the ends there. And looking at his YouTube video that came out just over the summertime, we can see how his locks are, and it's still that same high top taper pineapple that we've seen a lot of. So I'm curious on why his choice of hairstyle is always the pineapple top. I'm curious if people watching this video, if you guys have a standard hairstyle that you do on a daily basis with your locks, and for what reason do you choose that hairstyle? And I like this shot here, his one dread kind of hanging in front of his face like a bang. And this video not really showing us too much. I should be like this. This video not really showing us too much of his hair, but what I do notice is that since he's getting this taper and a lineup, it's kind of pushing back his dreadlock hairline further than it needs to be. Because when you start shaving the top here, back and back and back, you're losing dread space quicker than you're gaining any locks. So his dread's actually looking pretty thin. He's not rocking any Congos or anything. And this dread at the front here kind of showing us to be one of the thickest dreads that he has. Pineapple top in full effect. I'm just going to take a look at one of his other music videos really quick here. Maybe it gives us another look at what's going on deep down below. And again here I'm just seeing pineapple top. It's like he's addicted to pineapple life. A little close-up of his dreads, and you can see here how far back his dreads start. It's almost a third or a quarter of the way back on the top of his head, instead of having him start right down here where his hairline actually is. So this could be a little bit dangerous, but I do like the new growth here. I like how he's keeping the afro growing as much as possible, because there really isn't a need to have your dreads scalp tight all the time. It's too much pulling on your hair. And this is not even really a fade, it's kind of more just a shave right down. I mean, there's a little bit of a fade there. It really shows us that he's keeping his sides really tamed down. Probably feels good in the wind to get your dreads that short. And I have seen some guys, this guy's hair has waves. And I have seen some people with dreads like Jada here, but they have a wave here on the sides and the front instead of just a fade, you know, which is a pretty cool look in my opinion. And I'm just gonna go back to one more music video here and see if we can notice anything different. Wow, this guy's locks looking seriously Congoed there. And we see his hair here still in the pineapple top right on top of his head. So we definitely know that he is committed to this pineapple hairstyle for his choice of dreadlock. So obviously nothing wrong with that. People can choose the way they want to choose to do their hair. I've always found it kind of weird having so much shaved head at the front and having the dreads start at the back. Lately I've been even seeing people with dreads only on the back of their head, kind of like a mullet. So I mean, you can really have the choice to pull off any type of dread that you want when you decide to grow your locks out. The main thing is you decide to grow your dreads out, and you decide to commit to this journey that is the dreadlock lifestyle. So JayDaYoungan definitely holding down some pretty epic pineapple dreads. The taper on the side, the fade on the side and on the front. My suggestion is to wear your hair down more often than up to reduce the pulling and the receding of your hairline, the stretching of your forehead, let's say. And ultimately, that's all. He's got some good locks. I want to know what you guys think about his dreads in the comments down below. And seeing as how he has been brought up by the Louisiana sounds of Lil Wayne and other guys like Kevin Gates that also had dreads, we can see why Jada is also rocking dreads today. And it's always awesome to see that younger people are getting locks, because when I was a kid, locks were actually still pretty frowned upon, especially freeform dreads, if you wanted to wear them in school or in public or at your job. So I'm thankful nowadays that it's becoming a little bit more lenient, because people of my generation are having kids and they're allowing their kids to have locks now, opposed to, you know, people of my generation, my parents didn't want us to wear locks. So I like to see this generational skip happen with the millennials, and the millennials letting their kids have locks makes me feel promising, because it allows me to realize that there's a lot more dreads birthing in the world. And the number of dreads in the world is continually growing and growing and growing, and I definitely believe there's millions of dreads out there. So that's why I'm working here on this channel, to help recruit everybody that has locks into this culture, staying to this culture, dedicating themselves to this culture, and inspiring others to do the same. So you guys can definitely help this movement by just liking this video, leaving some comments, sharing the videos with your friends. It helps more than you could ever actually believe. So I'm appreciative of you guys doing that, and coming back here every day to watch this content. So you know, I definitely love everybody on this channel in the nation, and I'm gonna sign off for now. So make sure you definitely stay tuned and stay subscribed, stay happy and natty, and I'll see you guys in the next dreadlock update. Wagwan, peace out, adios. La.
I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.